Tell us 5 things about Chateau Climens.
Thank you. So the first thing about Chateau Climens is the history. I mean, we're a long-standing estate. 1547 is the date of this fontaine. It's actually the oldest date we know Climens was producing wine. We also are a first growth from the classification of 1855. So we have a long history of making great wines at Climens.
Welcome to another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Each week, Stevie travels to incredible wine destinations, interviewing some of the Italian wine scene's most interesting personalities, talking about wines, the foods, as well as the incredible travel destinations.
Hello, I'm here with Jérôme Moitry, the owner of Chateau Climens. Tell us 5 things about Chateau Climens.
Thank you. So the first thing about Chateau Climens is the history. I mean, we're a long-standing estate. 1547 is the date of this fontaine. It's actually the oldest date we know Climens was producing wine. We also are a first growth from the classification of 1855. So we have a long history of making great wines at Climens. Second point, I think we should stress the terroir. The terroir at Climens, at Barsac, is very particular. It's a thin layer of sand and clay of about half a meter above a big slab of limestone dating from the Oligocene period, which is 30 million years ago. This limestone actually brings a very particular tone to our wines, obviously minerality, freshness. The third thing is the choice of sémillon. This choice was made actually 50 years ago, and the realization at that time by Lucien Lurton, the owner at that time, was that there was no need for Sauvignon to make great wines at Climens. The freshness of the terroir is compensating from the lack of acidity of the sémillon, and therefore the adding the Sauvignon was not necessary. And Semillon is a beautiful grape variety that actually ages very well and gives this richness and this beautiful texture in the mouth that you can have on the sweet wines that we produce at Climens since 2 centuries ago. Now the fourth thing is actually the fact that we produce now dry white wines. Since a few years ago, we started to produce those wines. In fact, in history, 5 centuries ago, 4 centuries ago, we were producing dry white, and then suddenly 2 centuries ago, there was a need to produce more sweet wine because the Russian market was asking for sweeter wines. But now we restart this production of dry white in Sauternes, in Barsac, and it's very interesting in the case of Climens because we're 100% sémillon expressed on this limestone terroir. So you have a lot of freshness, you have this good balance between the freshness without any acidity and the amplitude and the richness of the sémillon. The fifth thing is that we are a pioneer in biodynamic cultivation. It started in 2010. This is an agricultural technique that is not entirely understood today, but that works very well for the vineyard at Climens. We also have a good biodiversity, Climens, and no entrant because of the biodynamic practices. So our wines are really very particular in the sense that they are fresh, they also are elegant and very pure.
Tell us where Chateau Climens is located.
Chateau Climens is located in Barsac. Barsac is about half an hour south from Bordeaux in the Sauternes area. It's one of the 5 communes of the Sauternes appellation.
Okay, fantastic. And that was 5 things about Chateau Climens with Jérôme. Merci beaucoup, Jérôme.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome back. We're still in Bordeaux, and I'm today with Guillaume Lefebvre from the Chateau DROISY-VEDRINES. Guillaume, hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today?
Well,
Okay.
thank you.
So would you like to tell us 5 things about DROISY-VEDRINES?
Okay, if you want, with pleasure. Welcome to Chateau DROISY-VEDRINES. Chateau DROISY-VEDRINES, it's a family of estates since 1846, and I'm the 6th generation. Here at Chateau DROISY-VEDRINES, we cultivate 50 hectares of vineyard, and we are located in Barsac with the famous haut plateau of limestone of Barsac. About things to know about our vineyard, Château d'Oisy-Védrines. First, it's very important to know Sauternes-Barsac, it's a land of Grand Cru classé 1855, because 27 properties are Grand Cru classé, and we have only 140 properties in Sauternes-Barsac in total. Two, here you are unique terroir and climate. Sauternes is located in south in Bordeaux and along the Ciron River. And the microclimate is of this region develop a noble wort, the famous noble wort, because the noble wort is very important to make a liquor, to make a sweet wine. Then we have three specific grape varieties here at Château d'Oisy-Védrines. The Semillon for richness, Sauvignon for the freshness, and Muscadet for the floral aromas. These three grape varieties offer a very large palette of aromas, more 50 aromas in Sauternes wine. And the last things, Château d'Oisy-Védrines and Sauternes wine are ready to drink. When the wine is young, it's ready to drink because it matches with white meal and why not blue cheese. And with the old vintage, you can drink Sauternes wine and Château d'Oisy-Védrines with dessert wine for why not aperitif time. So, the Sauternes and Château d'Oisy-Védrines produce an unique and prestigious wine.
Okay, fantastic. Merci beaucoup, Guillaume from Château d'Oisy-Védrines. And those 5 things about Château d'Oisy-Védrines.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
All right, I am here with one of the Lurton family members. There are thousands of Lurtons in Bordeaux, but this is Jacques Lurton, and he is the owner of this winery, which is impossible to pronounce. So let him tell us 5 things about this winery, including the first thing, may I suggest, could be the name, how to pronounce the name.
Hello everybody. So for sure the name is so difficult to pronounce, and in French it's COUHINS Lurton. Okay, so in English Coin Lurton.
But how do you spell it?
COUHINS.
Right.
And anyway, plus our family name Lurton. Okay, that is suddenly much easier to pronounce in English. Anyway, or maybe you retain only the end of the 2 names. And that's sufficient enough. Anyway, certainly a difficult name, I agree.
Yeah. So tell us a few things about your winery for those who are less familiar.
Alors, COUHINS Lurton is the smallest of the classified growth of Pessac-Léognan. Only 5.5 hectares of whites, 100% Sauvignon Blanc, and 12 hectares of reds, almost 100% of Merlot.
And
it makes the 2 terroirs, I mean the terroir of the white and the terroir of the red makes something a little bit special. That's why it can only be 100% Sauvignon Blanc, very refined, extremely aromatic, extremely long aging potential white wines, and the reds of Merlot, and makes the wine more in the style of the right bank. So we tend to call COUHINS Lurton red, I will say the right bank of the left bank.
okay. And so also last night we were at Olivier Benard's house and he opened up a very special bottle, right?
Yes, he did.
And it was a 1924, 100 years ago, Chateau Margaux. And you have familiarity with this winery. So tell us a little bit about that.
At that time, the Chateau Margaux had 2 owners, and my great-grandfather and the Gineste family. And the label of the wines produced from that time still bears the name of my great-grandfather and then my grandfather. So it was extremely interesting last night to see that wine that I've seen only once in my life.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So even for you, it was something very special.
Oh, yes. That's why Olivier invited me last night as well, just to be able to share that special moment, because it was as well the year of my father's birth. And so my father was born in 1924, and he served the same wine offered by Olivier for his 90th birthday.
So, most of us get very confused about all the entire Lurton clan. And you gave us an explanation kind of the family history. But can you give us a skinny version for our audience? All the Lurtons of the Bordeaux. How are you related?
We are. Alors, first of all, every single Lurton from Bordeaux is cousin to or brother or sister.
Yes, so
to
you're
another
all
one.
related.
So we are all related, and we are 13 in the wine industry this day in different businesses, which makes us certainly the largest, I will say, wine family on earth. Mm-hmm. And but within each of our businesses, we have different other Lurtons working with us. That could be sons or daughters or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, but all of that comes from 5 generations ago. Okay, with our great-grandfather, we started that late 19th century, and then the family has definitely expanded, and we own roughly 25 chateaus within the appellation of Bordeaux.
The entire family?
Yes.
That's quite a bit, huh?
It is a lot, and makes, as I said, us suddenly, I think, the largest wine family on earth.
And has anybody written about this? Like, is there a book or a story?
No, but
someone should do it.
But there is, my cousin Marie-Laure from Margot and myself, we have created a group called the Family Lurton Group in 2009. And since that time, you find a website called www.lurton.com, within which you can have all the history of the family, the explanation, who we are, each of us, which chateau we own, or which chateaus we own, because sometimes some of us own several chateaus. And so that's where you can find and understand all about our family.
And you own other chateaus in this area, in
Pessac-Léognan. My own family is that I supervise 6 chateaus for my own family. Mm-hmm. My father was the founder of the appellation Pessac-Léognan. Mm-hmm. He has invested vastly in this region, so we own 4 chateaux in Pessac-Léognan, Château de Coins-Lurton, within which we are today.
Yes, Coins-Lurton.
La Louvière, yes. Château de Rochemorin, Château de Creusot are the 4 estates we own within here. But our family comes from Entre-deux-Mers, another the region in between the 2 rivers.
Yes.
Okay, and where we have our family estate Château Bonnet, that is a very large estate and a very well-known brand of Entre-deux-Mers wines. And then we have a little estate in Lussac-Saint-Émilion called the Château de Barbe Blanche.
Oh, so you have a handful.
Yes, pretty busy.
Yeah, pretty busy man. One busy Lurton at a time.
I think we're all busy.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to tell our audience before we close?
What I can say is that this pocket of Pessac-Léognan, you see, that is certainly the most urban vineyard on earth, and because we are fully included within the city of Bordeaux, makes us a strategic position, I would say, as in terms of visitors. And because within 20 minutes from the city center, you can be within one of our vineyards of Pessac-Léognan. And I would say I'm a president of this appellation, so I'm promoting it as much as I can.
You're a prisoner of love.
Yeah, and so I'm very happy to talk, and I'm very happy that we are within Coins-Lurton, that you could come today and visit us and be able to talk about this, the smallest of the classified growths, but certainly one of the very most beautiful chateaux of this appellation.
Well, thank you so much for having us. And this was Jacques Lurton with his dog, and the dog's name is?
Sucette.
Sucette, a little bit easier to pronounce. And that's a wrap, coming from Bordeaux.
It means lollipop.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of On the Road Edition, hosted by Stevie Kim. Join her again next week for more interesting content on the Italian wine scene. You can also find us at ItalianWinePodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. You can check out our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, to watch these interviews and the footage captured at each location. Cin Cin!